Okay, so we're going to discuss our proposed real estate development of a vacant parking lot in Minneapolis's North Loop area. I'm Nolan and I'm with Chris and Brandon. Some background about this development. We began our initial research of this property 8 years ago when we tried to purchase it from the sole owner. We were unsuccessful at that time. Since then, the sole family member has passed away and his will instructs the executor to liquidate the trust assets. As the previous developer let his option expire, we were contacted as a potential developer because we have shown previous interest in the site's development. The property is located in the lucrative North Loop area. There are several apartment buildings at or above market rent, including multiple luxury units across the street. As you can see from the diagrams, the site is located on the outskirts of the North Loop in the downtown area, approximately 6 blocks from the newly renovated Nicollet Mall district. Additionally, there are plenty of restaurants, bars, and shopping centers located in close proximity. From our research, we determined the primary 4 markets of the Minneapolis area, which are multifamily, retail space, industrial, and office space. Of those 4, we decided to focus our development on multifamily and retail space. Being that we're still in the apartment boom, plenty of developers have had success in recent years with both of these markets. For that reason, we've decided to go that route and focus our development on multifamily and retail space because they provide the most lucrative return.
As a part of this proposed real estate development project downtown, we also did some demographic research of the neighborhood and surrounding area. So what we found in relation to the resident population was that 55% of the current population is male, while 45% is female. 28% of the population is between the ages of 25 and 34 years old. 77% of the population is Caucasian, while 14% is African American. In relation to the households and housing infrastructure, currently 14% of the households are vacant. 47% of the households were built after the year 2000, so the infrastructure is relatively new. 43% of the households are owned multifamily units versus 29% rented multifamily units. And the median rent price is $1,518. So a little overview of our proposed development. It is a mixed-use commercial and residential building, just 2 blocks off Hennepin Avenue. So it's a 1-story concrete podium structure with 5 floors of wood-framed structure on top of that, which does not incorporate any underground parking. The finished product will be a total of 119 units, which are made up of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units.
So from the due diligence that we performed on this site, we were able to draw specific conclusions about the site and the surrounding area, and we were able to create a specific development strategy. The most important part of this development strategy is setting residential price points lower than the surrounding area. To accomplish this feat, we developed a building design with an estimated construction cost that is around 25% less than the neighboring luxury apartments. With this lower initial construction cost, we're able to offer a monthly rate that is on average 27% cheaper than the neighboring apartment buildings. Furthermore, developing a more cost-effective building is also supported by the relatively low average income of the most prominent age group in the North Loop area. That is residents between the ages of 25 and 34 years of age. So this group has an average income of around $20,000 less than the total average income of the area. And being that this group makes up 28% of the North Loop's total population, we expect to see residents seeking more affordable housing options in the coming years. And lastly, we noticed that there's a lack of 3-bedroom units offered in this community. So in our development, we're going to include more 3-bedroom units, so residents who are looking for larger housing will be able to rent in the North Loop area.
So now on to the floor plans of our building. To go into the specifics, you can see in the upper right corner we have the overview of the site of the parking lot currently, and highlighted in red is the boundaries of our property. And then if you take a look at the floor plans we have made below, the one on the left is the ground floor, which we will utilize the back alley on the property to access the parking garage, which is going to have 27 parking stalls, 20 of which are going to be contracted out at roughly $200 a month, and then the other 7 will be for guest parking. And then you can see the sidewalks and the property lines on this one, and you can see the retail area being 15,000 gross square feet, along with the common area of the apartment on the main floor with another 7,500 gross square feet. Then moving to floor 2, you can see we have a patio on that floor, along with the apartment units at roughly 110,000 gross square feet per floor. And then the floors 3 through 6 follow floor 2 for a total of 93,900 rentable square feet. With this, we included the loss factor of 17%. For the retail space, we included a 5% loss factor, which ended up being 14,285 rentable square feet, and along with the parking, which we had already talked about. Now to talk about some of the financials. So the revenue that we will be receiving for the 1-bedrooms, which there are 97 of, this will be the majority of our revenue at $1,600 a month. And then the 2-bedrooms, we will have 12 of those, which will be at $2,000 a month. And then the 3-bedrooms, which will be $2,600 a month. The retail space, we are pricing at $15 a square foot. Parking, $200 a month, which gives us a total revenue of just over $5 million per year. Now on to operating expenses. We are going to have an average or a range of $890,000 to $960,000, and this includes property tax, insurance, cable and internet utilities. For the other utilities, we're going to have individually metered units for water and electricity and gas. And then other operating expenses includes maintenance, repair, contracted services for cleaning, snow removal, etc., as well as our management expense. We're going to have 2 full-time employees on our payroll for this site, as well as a little bit of upper management for a few hours a week included in our operating expenses. The building construction cost is going to be $25 million. This is 25% cheaper than the luxury apartment across the street, which will help with our strategy of lower rental costs. And then finally, the return for our project pro forma was calculated at 19% over 10 years. So this is the financials of our project. We hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. Thank you.